I think let's lean a little bit more into this, into the landing page optimization, right? Does that sound good to everyone? That sound cool? Sound like a plan? Cool. And then once we kind of get through this, plus we have Casey here, who's like a freaking guru. So I might as well get our value with Casey while he's here. This is like thousands of dollars in value you're about to get here just from Casey. Thank you, Casey, by the way. So what I want to do here is just kind of pop open my window and show you my lead magnet. And I want Casey to rip it apart if that sounds good. All right. So this was the landing page I created for PodFest. This is the mobile version, which, let's face it, is really what matters, right? Nobody's looking at stuff on desktop. Although when you look at this on desktop, there's a lot. But Casey, if you could kind of walk me through an audit here. What do you like? What do you not like when you look at this landing page?
Okay. So, the first thing I would say was the let's chat box there. That doesn't really make any sense to me. Like, I see the headline, it's Mark Savant Media. That's not bad. But then it's like, let's chat. Okay. So why am I chatting? Where do I chat? How do I chat? So that just seems out of place. So that's probably the first thing. And then the next thing is, depending on where they're coming from, it really matters. If they're coming from an email or from an ad. So if you're paying for traffic to build your email list, that's a lot of money that you're spending for traffic, right? And so traffic is really valuable. And so you don't want to waste any. So I would drop this button here, the menu button and the let's chat line, because that's just a distraction and it doesn't make any sense. And so I would just remove all that. So then my next thing I would say is that your headline is pretty good. The headline is good because it's a good hook. It says, do you want to make $1,000 a month from your guests? That is a great, compelling headline. I personally would probably sign up for that. You could probably do a couple different ways to tweak it and make it a little sharper, but I would say for the most part, I have a really good feeling about that headline. One way that you could try to make it a little sharper is add a pain point in there, or some kind of obstacle, like make $1,000 a month from your guests with a small show or something like that, kind of really depending on what your target market is, or, make $1,000 a month from your guests in 2 easy steps, or just something a little more specific.
I will say there's an Instagram influencer I really like, and her whole thing is, get to, generate 6 figures with a tiny audience. Right.
Yeah.
So,
because that's where most of your people are coming from. They're just starting out. They need to grow their show, and monetizing your show pretty quick. So one of the things I've learned in training is you have the benefit, but then you have without the thing that you don't like, right? So you have the benefit, like make $1,000 a month from your guests without cold calling, the thing that you don't like, or something like that, or make $1,000 a month with a small list. So yeah, that's really good. The other thing is you got to shrink that up. I would probably remove this Mark Savant Media. You want to brand yourself, but what's really even more important is to get that opt-in. So you could brand yourself maybe a little bit more in the image, right? By put Mark Savant Media in the image, adjust this image, because you got your face there, you got the podcast sponsor guide, but I would probably make that a little sharper, a little snappier, include your branding in the image so that you have more space, right? Use the space that you have. And then, because you got to have that button, the sign up button has to be above the fold, right? It's
above the fold,
above
meaning
the fold.
Above the fold means as soon as you land on that page, that's above the fold without scrolling up or down. That's above the fold.
Right. You don't want them to have to do any of that scrolling. You need the button there. They need to be able to put their name in or their email without having to scroll. And you're pretty close, but if you just remove those things on the top, you'd probably make it. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's probably the main thing that I would do. And then I would probably also at the bottom, I would remove all of that. I mean, and I can show you guys one of mine if you want to see it, just to kind of give you another look at it.
Yeah, let me give you share. I'll stop sharing here. So yeah, all this. So basically what you're saying is less words, really you only want one button on that page, right?
You just want them to be able to do one thing. And that's it, because that'll increase your opt-in rate. And I'm always tweaking for my rates. I'm probably around 60% of the people that click my page opt in. And it depends on where your traffic comes from. But since my traffic is coming from ad sources, that's really good. If it comes from a PodFest presentation, your opt-in rate was probably super high, even with those little things, because they're a more engaged audience. It's a much better audience.
Yeah, it was okay. I actually have it here. Let me, it was fine, but not great. Let me bring it up here. And cause again, I need to get better at this stuff, cause I quite frankly stink at email. So this is what it ended up being: 26 visitors, 8 subscribers. Can you guys see this? I stopped sharing. Hold on.
I'm not seeing anything. There we go.
Okay. Yeah. So I had 26 visitors, 8 subscribers, 30%.
Oh yeah.
Conversion.
Okay.
That's pretty piss poor.
That is
right?
pretty. I mean, that's that's a little low.
That seems horrible, because everyone that was clicking this they were watching the presentation like, I want that, but only 8 click. That seems kind of surprising to me. And
yeah, I am too. And I was in the session. Your presentation was fantastic. It was really good, but the audience, there was a little, there was just some other things that I don't know. Maybe they weren't totally engaged. I'm not sure.
Well, maybe they were confused. Maybe they clicked here and then they're like, let's chat menu. What am I doing here? And then or maybe they felt like they were being sold something, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So that would be another thing too, that I would really highlight now that I just realized when you said maybe they think they're being sold. Give a couple clear action items on what they're going to get, a bullet list, right? A bullet list on what they're going to get in this free guide.
All above the fold?
If as much as possible, absolutely. Yeah. And I can show you how I do mine. And I don't have the mobile version, but I can show you my desktop version.
Yeah. Would love to see it. I'd like to see, and by the way, anyone else, if you've got a landing page you'd like to get looked at, now's the time. Pull it up, get ready to share it. Because obviously I think this is important to lean into. The email list matters, right?
Yeah,
Daniel,
I mean, depending on your business model, but I mean, that's my business model is email. So it's really important to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we all, and one of the biggest gripes that I hear about, from podcasters is, Mark, I don't know who's listening. I don't know who they are. I'm not getting the engagement back. But if we have an email list, it's going to dramatically improve your ability to communicate with them, right?
Right. You do surveys and ask specific questions, and I do that all the time. So I'll just run through this real quick. Can you guys see it?
Yep.
Okay. So this is my actual website on my blog. But then if I click over here, it goes to my landing page. And so this is what I would traditionally mail to. And so it just, this is apply these chart patterns to any market in the next 5 minutes. So it kind of has a quick action as well. And then here's the bullet point: high win rate, easy to learn, applied to any market, and a bonus cheat sheet free download. So here's the bullet list, nice and clean arrows. And then if you click it, it's got the email right here, and then just sign up. So it's all, there's nothing else to do on this page except for this. That's it.
And I noticed you don't even ask them for their first name, last name. You're just like, email button. That's it.
Well, if you ask for a first name, there's a kind of a benefit and a negative side for each. So if you ask their first name, you should always send emails with first name in like the subject line and in the email, because that increases your open rates in your email. So if you say, Mark, open this email, if your first name's in it, it helps. But if you put the first name on the page, it decreases the opt-in rate. And so it's like a catch-22. It will help you more later on, but it hurts on the initial opt-in.
Is there a way to, like, maybe you get them to opt in and then you put them into an automation that maybe gets the first name in like a sequence?
And a lot of times you can do something like, on this first one, you give the email, and then on the second page, it'll say, hey, do you want to add your phone number for text messages? You know, and you add so step 1 is the email, step 2 is the phone number, and then that phone number can be really valuable as part of your marketing sequence as well. But I wanted to show you guys too, my just behind my thing on my campaigns here. So this is one of like 4 email lists that I have. And, you can see I do a lot of mailings, and you can see my open rates are pretty good. Like this one right here, 24,000 people opened that email, right? So I'm mailing it out to 130,000, and out of that, 24,000 open. So you can see if you got 24,000 people opening your email, you can do quite a bit of things. And so that's kind of how I got started in the business. I started getting a lot of emails. I started selling traffic. And so that's really what I do, is I sell traffic, and that's why I do it. So when I open up here, I have this, and it gives you your price action sheet, and it just goes right into giving them the ebook, and they can get access to it. And one of the things you want to really focus on this email, so you'll notice that my emails here are like 18, and I'm working on improving these, 18, 17%. On this email, this is the most important email, the one where they get their free guide. That open rate for me is about 60%. And so on this particular email here, you want to really have something that could possibly make you some money. And so not on this one, I don't have it. And I thought I did, so I'm going to go back to my guy, because he was the one that told me about this. But if you put a special sale right here on this page, you get a really good conversion. So I automatically get sales on this page. So I'll just have get the free guide down at the bottom, but then the top link will be like, get this strategy report at 50% off, the only time you're ever going to get this discount. You put that on this first link, right? And when I do that, I get sales automatically every day just from that first email. And then
they sign up. That's the very first email they get. And you've got a link to their deliverable, but the first link is, limited time, call to action. You get 50% off. Yeah.
Like, Mark's group is $79 a month, but this is the only time ever you can get access to it for $50, something like that.
Yeah.
And you want to be truthful with that and really be honest so that they know you're legit and be legit. So yeah, but it works. The other thing I would say is on this back side of this page, you want to have some kind of video or offer that does something the same way. You want to say, hey, here I am. Thanks for downloading it. Get this at a special offer, because attention is so important, especially in the TikTok world. While you have their attention, you want to give them something of value right away and give them an opportunity to get into your world by taking the next step, by making a purchase. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I got. You guys can ask some questions or get some more reviews if you want.
That's crazy. I see Robert here has shared a link to his website here, which I think Robert's website's a little bit different. This is his main landing page, his main homepage. I can open it up here, or
let's see. I'm going to stop sharing so I can see the chat. There we go.
Yeah, let me see if I can share it here. thecalibratedceo.com. Where is it here? And so we're looking at it here on desktop. So well, go ahead, Casey.
So for a homepage is great because you still need all of your links and stuff on the homepage, but it's still really good to optimize your homepage for opt-ins, right? And so that's really good that you have that. I would probably just say a little bit more on like, okay, what is it that you do? Because right now, do I want winning teams? Sure, but I don't know what it is you do or what you're really offering. So I would probably add that in this as well. Like, hey, I'm Robert and I coach CEOs to have winning teams and I can transform your team, something like that. And then again, I don't know what I'm opting into, right? Claiming a free time saver. What is that? You know, just you want to be really specific. What is the free time saver? How's it going to benefit me? Benefits are really big. Okay. Save 10 minutes a day by having better meetings. Get a free time tracking sheet. Whatever the benefits are and what's real specific on what it is that they're going to get. And then again, so here you get a free time calibrator. So again, on this page, same type of thing. What is the time calibrator? What are the benefits? You could put like a little benefit list right up there. Because I just clicked the button. I'm looking at it on my end.
Sure. Oh, okay. So you click this button, your free time calibrator.
But yeah, you definitely have the right idea. And are you tracking that page at all, Robert? Like your stats?
He's probably like doing a backflip off of a launch ramp right now. He's snowboarding with his kid right now.
Yeah. So you want to try to track your opt-ins off your homepage as much as possible, because for the most part, your homepage is going to be your most visited page. My homepage is by far the most visited. And so, you want to have that page optimized. But the landing page I was talking about earlier, that was traffic that I'm paying for. So that page is got to be even more optimized than the homepage, because the homepage has got to have a little more details.
Because the homepage, there could be people going there from all over the place for different reasons, right?
Right. And they are going to want to research you and click a few things here and there. But with that, when you're paying for traffic, you want to capture that lead.
Very, very, I mean, it makes sense. And I think just those couple quick tips are really going to help me to improve my opt-ins, because I was very disappointed to see only 8 opt-ins. But at least that's better than nothing.
Yeah, Mark, how fast is your email list growing?
Not fast. I haven't put any emphasis in it. It's tough.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things. But as I become, as I'm starting to spend a lot more money on ad traffic and ad runs, and after talking with you, talking with the group too, it became clear that I'm leaving a lot of money on the table by not putting any emphasis on it.
Yeah, you should build a quick marketing funnel promoting your group, a 5-6 email funnel, trying to get that group promoted, giving them the benefits, giving them some videos, giving them a chance to maybe at the end of it, like, talk with you. You could actually even get like me and all these other awesome people to do short little videos about how great your group is. I mean, I'd be willing to do that. I'm sure you get more people to do that too, as part of the funnel.
So like maybe like email number 2 or 3 might have some video testimonials embedded in the email, is what you're thinking?
Yeah. And you can put them on your site, on your landing page for your group. And, I would be real specific with your ask there. Like, you don't just say, give me a testimonial. You say, give me a 33-second testimonial that includes 3 benefits on how you got quick wins from the group. Right? Like, you be really specific on what you want.
So if I'm hearing, this is gold, by the way, Thanks for doing this, Casey. So if I'm hearing you right, very clear, very simple, but very specific to benefits, very specific to pain points is what we're aiming for in killer lead magnets and killer landing pages.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to be specific. You want to, because that's what, like, generic stuff is just never going to work.
I wanted to get your opinion on Daniel's here too. I've been kind of in the background trying to like send myself the link, Daniel. I don't know if you have the link there, but I'd like to see if we can, while I've got Casey warmed up here, see if we can get, so it's, let me see if I can pull it up here. Unicorn, oh, boom, unicornconnector.com. Is that okay? Cool. Yeah. So
Okay. So Daniel, I'm looking at this here. Do you want me to share your screen, or you want to share it?
Yeah, whatever. I can.
Okay. I'm sharing it.
Right.
So my question is, what are you trying to do here? What's your main goal?
The goal is to get people interested and signed up as a connector.
Okay. So is the number, like, are you trying to get app downloads, or are you trying to get emails, or are you trying to, like, what is the one thing that you want to do?
App downloads.
App downloads. Okay. So do all of these go to app downloads, all these buttons here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all the same link. So they're
yeah,
both there depending on if they're on, mobile or desktop. I could probably remove one or the other depending on where they're at.
So you might put something that says Android with a button, and then something that says Apple with a button, because you have two apps, right? One for each one.
Yeah, it's like a deep link though, depending on which device they're on, it'll take them to the right store.
Okay, so then this gives me the choice here. Okay, all right. Well, I'll just give you a quick rundown here. So right off the bat, Unicorn Connector in big headline. I don't know what that is. Honestly, I have no clue what that is. And honestly, when I think of unicorn, I just get all kinds of strange thoughts. So, like, I would be real specific on this big headline on what is the benefit. Like, what is the benefit of this group? What is the benefit of the unicorn universe? And put that in a big headline. And so that's the first thing. And so here you say connectors love meeting new people and finding ways to help others grow by connecting them with others. So again, this second line, I would shorten it and really target it on what is the benefit, right?
Yeah.
What do people want, and what are they getting out of this? Are they helping others? Are they meeting new people? What is the main purpose of this? Okay. And then I kind of get to maybe this is the main purpose here down at the bottom, is you'll generate long-term revenue, but it's hard to see this because it's buried.
Yeah.
And your opt-ins are down at the bottom. And again, it doesn't even say specifically what they're getting, right? They're making connections here. So you're making connections, but I would do a big headline here saying exactly what it is and what the benefits are. I'd put the buttons up here for the opt-in.
When I look on mobile, I don't even see a button there.
Yeah.
Like, I know this download the app is a button, but that's because I wouldn't have known it's a button because it doesn't look like a button.
It does. There's you can't even tell this is a button.
Right.
You can't even tell that's a button. And so let's see, the click me one is decent, but it's like, why are you clicking me? And then does this one take you to the same place? Yeah, they take you to the same place. So I would remove this one altogether. Put maybe a more clear Android style button or an app style button so they can tell what it is. And then the clear benefit of the app. So something very specific, like start making connections with big time podcasters or big entrepreneurs or people that are going to move the needle for your business today. Start making connections that are going to move the needle for your business today. Start making connections that will grow your business by up to 100% today. Real clear benefits, real clear headline, and real call to action.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so do that, Daniel. I know we all have a million things to do, but do that. And then, I'll check it out when you make the updates.
All right. What do you think about having those podcasts at the bottom of this page?
Well, the podcast page is a whole nother story in itself. And I personally would love to get some feedback on mine, because I would love to know what the best way to build a podcast website is, because I don't really have the answer to that. And that was probably something more of Mark's expertise. I want to study podcasters' websites and see how to really make it happen. I know Mark was talking about SEO, and I think that podcasting SEO is really big. I can show you what I do, and I'm not sure I'm doing the best, but I do have a podcast. So here's my homepage, and I need to work on mine too. I'm actually going to launch a new one this week. But this, how to trade it, this is my podcast page. So I have a subscription link. Again, for me, it's all about subscriptions. So how to trade it podcast, and I have a subscribe. So I click the button here, and then it allows me to have people subscribe it on whatever they use: Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Overcast, because everybody seems to use a different type of box. And so I just take them right to that. And then I have my episodes right here. But I personally need a ton of help with my podcast page.
Which I think is super timely, Casey, because I just brought on a new client. That is one of his primary goals, is how can I leverage the podcast to improve my SEO? I've been working a lot with my SEO guy, my web designer. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring him in here. I'm going to be like, yo, Justin, get your butt in here. Help us really maximize the SEO. When I look at big pages like Entrepreneurs on Fire, Smart Passive Income with Pat Flynn, all of them have like a podcast page, but they have individual posts for each podcast episode.
So this is how I do mine, right? And I can show you. So here I'm targeting specific keywords, right? So I'm targeting with this one, I'm targeting NFT is one of my keywords. And I have a whole long article all based off of SEO to get people to this. And then the idea is to get them, once they get here, to opt in on one of these. And I do another strategy too, is I have what's known as a cookie. So anyone that visits this page, I'm cooking them, and I run ads, Google ads, to a landing page. So after they visit here, I'm cooking them, and then I retarget those people with ads, and then I send them directly. I pay for my traffic, and I send them directly to here to get. So I want to turn my visitors into leads. And then just real quick, and
one of the things that I do also want to highlight, because this is something I picked up from my web guide that we were looking at, is if you're trying to rank for NFTs, you'd want to add that in your header. You add that in your H1, your H2, you add that into your description multiple times. Again, he'll be able to go into more detail. He's already said that he would be happy to come in and chat about it.
Right. And that's exactly right. And here's my SEO. I have an SEO plugin that talks about all of those things. It keeps track of all the headlines and, your meta tags. And so here's my SEO score is 89. And it gives me, okay, I have my keyword in the title, my keywords in the meta description, my keyword is used in the URL, my keyword is used in the content. And so it gives me a score on what I've done wrong and what I've done right. And I can go through and update these posts specifically for SEO. So I have the ability for people to subscribe to the show if they come in here on SEO. And so I am growing because of my SEO on my site.
That's brilliant. What's that app that you're using? Or
the
plugin?
My SEO app is called Rank Math. It's a plugin for WordPress.
Right.
And it's like you pay yearly. It's not too expensive. It's like $89 a year, something like that, $150 a year.
Yeah, the WordPress website that I just brought on has a ton of different plugins. It's a little bit, it needs a little bit of cleanup, but this is really brilliant stuff, Casey. I feel like just in the last 30 minutes, my conversions are going to be 10x. I can't thank you enough, brother, for your generosity here.